You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the March 5th, 2024 meeting of the Michigan City Common Council Finance Committee. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good afternoon and good evening, and welcome to the City of Michigan City Finance Committee meeting. Today is March 5th, 2024. The time now is 5:32 p.m. I would like to welcome the new 2024 City Finance Board members, and we have to my right Dr. Vidal help me. Dr. Cora, my apologies, and Mr. Tim Beatrice. And I, Tracy Tillman, serve as the chair of the City Finance Committee. Starting off, we'd like to do roll call. Mr. Beatrice.
Present.
Dr. Cora. Present. Tracy Tillman, present. All in attendance, and we do have a quorum. Moving forward with the approval of minutes. Again, this is our first meeting of 2024. We will start with our open issues, reviewing claims in fund number 2235, Riverboat, in the amount of $11,516.50. And that is for Accounts Payable Applied Concept Inc. Stalker, the Michigan City Police Department Stalker Radar. Review claims in fund number 2235, Riverboat EFT $0. Review claims in fund number 2504, Boys Development EFT fund number 2504, $0. Is there a motion to approve funds number 2235 for Riverboat for $11,516.50?
So, second.
We have a first by Dr. Cora, second by Mr. Beatrice. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries in favor of approving claims for March 5th, 2024 in the amount of $11,516.50.
Madam Chair, I have a few questions.
Yes.
I have a few questions because this is my first meeting.
Yes.
So 2235 Riverboat, what is that fund dedicated for, and what is 2504 dedicated for?
If we can have Mary Lynn in the controller to answer that.
The 2235, the Riverboat funds are just the monthly amounts that we get from Blue Chip for the Riverboat. It basically can be used for any appropriate expenses for the city. So it can be used for
anything that is spent from the general fund, or is this?
It's normally used for capital, but there really isn't any restrictions on it. But these, especially this that you're approving, was all run through the budget process.
Okay.
So, and then there's additional regulations that the council has to approve any purchases from this fund.
Okay.
So you'll first coming up with that, because this was approved in last year's budget. That's why the purchase order that you see in front of you is one of the purchase orders that we encumbered over.
Okay.
Because we had already approved to spend the council had already approved, and we put in the budget to spend Riverboat funds on the police cars and getting the equipment in the police cars.
Okay.
But that was approved in last year's budget. But there really are no restrictions except for what the council would want to approve for through the budget process, because it's a budgeted fund. So all these expenses have to be budgeted, and you're paying expenses from last year's budget.
Okay.
And then of course there were things budgeted from this year's fund.
This 2504 is that fund dedicated for some other expenses?
That's that's just an agreement with Boyd, Development, and that's supposed to be used, I believe, for, like economic development and we use them a lot for like our, some of our parks, projects will be used for into that fund, but once again, that is also a fund that, the council has got it has to approve all the budget and the expenses that come through there.
Okay, all right. So maybe if you can just send me an email as to what 2504 can be
Okay,
used
sure,
for.
sure. I'll look that up and I'll send you the exact.
And then with each of these, can you give us a balance of how much is remaining in each?
Yeah, and I believe,
it's
I
there,
believe
yeah.
you already have that.
Okay.
Yes, I have those.
Correct.
Thank you.
correct.
Thank you
Yep.
very much.
No problem. Any other
Thank-
questions?
None at this time.
Okay,
Thank you,
thanks.
Leland. Mr. Petrie, did you have any?
No, if you have those balances now, though, the 2335 is the riverboat fund, right? That gives us somewhere around 11 million a year,
Okay,
thereabouts, give or take.
It's closer to 9.
9.
Oh, it's gone down.
Yes.
It's probably closer to 9. It's been decreasing unfortunately every year. Plus, there's also an ordinance in place. That's why you got rainy day. That I take 25% of the monies that we receive from Blue Chip and put them into the rainy day fund.
I remember that.
So it's probably closer to $6 million is what we actually deposit to the riverboat fund every year.
And how much money do we have in the rainy day fund?
It's on the sheet.
That is, yeah.
Great. The other question I wanted to ask you was, you mentioned that the amount of money that we are getting every year is going down.
Okay.
Is it because the revenues at Blue Chip are going down, or is the state taking a little bit more a cut from our funds?
Now, we talked to, I believe it's because of the competition.
Okay.
For Blue Chip, they have a lot more competition now. And I think their overall revenues, because I don't believe our agreements come before my time. It's not their hotel, it's not their entertainment. It's really the admissions and the people that are in their gaming facility. So, and I think a lot of it maybe is also with the offline betting. I'm not sure what you call that.
Okay.
That's not revenues that we get a piece of. So
Okay.
I think all that in combination, it's been going down. So
Okay.
that's where you have to watch this fund.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So to answer Dr. Kaur's questions in regards to the cash position for the riverboat. So for 2024 riverboat fund statement of cash position, the grand total unexpended balance currently is $6,298,571.31. If you can see. The other one is in regards to the 2024 Riverboat Fund Statement of Cash Position for the Rainy Day Fund 2236, fiscal year to date, March 31st, 2024, shows $3,363,344.12. The grand total of the Riverboat Fund and the Rainy Day Fund unexpended balance is $5,891,285.74.
Madam President, I had a question, and the question is, the city probably has a general fund where we get revenues from taxes from the state.
Absolutely.
And so that fund and all the salaries and all the employees that is paid through that general fund.
Most of our salaries are paid in the general fund, police and fire, most of the city hall. Then you have a park fund that all the park employees are paid out of their park fund. We have MVH fund where the street department's paid out of that fund. So but most of the city salaries are paid out of the general fund.
As well, is it possible for us as council to have like a work session or to?
That's planned. Yes,
That's planned.
yes, that's
to tell
planned.
us what all funds are
Yeah.
there And
Yeah.
then where do the monies come into the funds from? And then what are those funds used for in terms of expenses?
Yes, that is being planned. I mean, right now, we just last week, we had, that's what we planned this, after like our annual report was due and a lot of things for the state.
Whenever it's possible.
Correct, but we are planning that because we know we know that's needed to roll out for a lot of the new council members.
Right. Thank you very much.
Yep,
And also to add on to that, I believe that there is a scheduled city finance workshop at City Hall held tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Okay, is that related to the funds? Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Is it for
Yes.
explanation of the funds
Yeah.
and everything?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes, at 5 p.m.
Yeah, I'll be here.
Okay. In regards to standing items, so on our agenda, I always put on there resolutions and ordinances. I believe that it's important that if there are any resolutions or ordinances coming before the city council that deals with financial, those should be addressed, or if anyone has any additional comments or questions in regards to those, we can have that for open discussion. For example, we have coming up tonight at the city council ordinance on second reading, approving additional appropriation in the budget of the Golf Non-Reverting Fund,
Yes.
number 2508 for the Park Department. And that is to decrease the Golf Non-Reverting Fund, number 2508, unappropriate balance, $75,000 to increase the account. Fund number 2508000.429.013 of $75,000. And I believe that is the only standing items regarding resolution and ordinances that will deal with the city finances.
Those expenditures, though, that you just mentioned are not coming from Riverboat. Those were already in the budget, right? They're
no, that's like, the reason why you're approving an additional appropriation for the golf fund, because it was not in the budget.
well, I
So
thought that was
they,
a lateral movement or something.
not for the golf. Golf was taking, the additional appropriation was coming from the existing golf fund because now they've changed how they're wanting to purchase their merchandise for resale. So we needed monies to be put into the golf fund so that they can purchase those merchandise for resale. So that additional appropriation is coming out of the unexpended budget of the golf fund itself. And we're adding that to the 2020, basically adding that to the 2024 budget, because it was not budgeted. Otherwise, you wouldn't need an additional
I
appropriation.
remember that right. No, I remember it was on consignment. We removed the consignment and they're gonna do it in-house now.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that's why it needs more, because we're gonna have to go out there and purchase it.
But it's not coming from the riverboat. It's coming from their
The golf fund itself. The golf is a non-reverting fund.
Okay,
So they're just taking the cash balance from that golf fund
Okay.
and moving and putting it into the budgeted line item so that they can spend the money
Okay.
and sell it. So make money.
Are there any other questions from the committee regarding resolutions or ordinances? If there are none, I would like to open it up for public comments. Do we have any public comments? Any online? No public comments? I would like to open it up to the committee. If you have any questions or concerns or topics that you would like to discuss?
No. Maybe it's pending.
If there are none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
The time now is 5:45 p.m. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.